Welcome to HFY Stories. Please subscribe to the channel. Your one click means the world to me. The bow was screaming, not a sound exactly, but a felt thing. The wood bent so far past its rated draw that the fibers seemed to hum in protest. 50 meters downrange, a machine built to outrun sound itself waited, sensors flickering, undecided about the girl holding still against the wind. She didn't know yet if the wood would hold. Neither did Krell. Rewind a month, and none of it looked like this. Krell hadn't asked for the posting. 23 cycles teaching combat theory at the academy, and the council decided his talents were best spent explaining ballistics to a species that had barely weaned itself off combustion engines. Earth wanted into the galaxy. The council wanted proof they wouldn't wreck the place. Krell wanted to go home. He gave the cadets a problem instead of a lecture. 47 of them, 4 weeks, one drone that could hit Mach 12 and read a heartbeat from 3 kilometers out. Build something from the fabrication bay that could tag it moving. No guns, no explosives, nothing guided. The lab turned into slow-motion disaster. A net launcher shredded itself on the test rig. A rotating crossbow platform couldn't track fast enough to matter. Somewhere near the back, a device meant to fry the drone circuits fried every screen in the building instead, Krell's tablet included, and had to be carried out still smoking. Only one station stayed quiet, no torches, no printers, just the rasp of a blade against wood, patient and even. A cadet named Riley Carter sat cross-legged in a nest of pale shavings. "That's a stick," Krell said. "It's a bow, sir." She didn't look up. "Recurve, about 70 pounds of draw. I'll cut the arrows myself." "You're aware of what course this is?" "I'm aware everyone else is building something with parts that can break." She held the curved limb to the light, clean, symmetrical, unhurried work. "Mine's only got one part." He laughed at her, a chittering sound that startled 2 stations over. He kept laughing, right up until he came back the next evening and found her still there, tillering the limb by hand, comparing it against nothing but her own eye. "My grandfather taught me," she said, not looking up. "Believed in doing things with your hands instead of printing them. He died last year." A pause, the knife not stopping. "He'd have liked this, proving ourselves to the future with something this old." Krell had no answer for that. He left her to it, but something in his chest sat wrong the rest of the night. Assessment day came in cold and clear. The whole academy crowded onto the viewing platforms to watch. One by one, the elaborate machines failed. The crossbow couldn't lead a moving target. The net launcher worked this time, and the drone simply rolled around it, an almost mocking little corkscrew in the air. The rebuilt pulse device charged, fired, and did nothing. The drone's shields drank it whole. Then Riley walked to the line alone. No crew, just the bow and a quiver on her back. She waited, 10 seconds, 20. The crowd, already restless, went quiet in confusion. Then she drew that impossible, straining draw and let go. The arrow seemed to miss before it left the string, angling wrong, wide of everything. Then a gust caught it, bent its whole path sideways, and it struck the drone's sensor cluster with a flat metal crack. The machine hadn't recognized wood as a threat until it was already hit. The platform exploded into noise. Krell heard himself say "lucky shot" before he decided to say it. Riley just knocked again, missed clean on the second. On the third, she drew that same impossible draw, the one from the opening, the wood groaning under strain, and released. The arrow crossed the range faster than his sensors could resolve it, punched straight through the drone's shielding like the shield wasn't there, and buried itself in the housing. The drone dropped 3 meters before it caught itself. Krell said nothing at all. 12,000 years of Vidian weapons doctrine, and a girl with bent wood had just found the one seam in it nobody had thought to guard. That night in the mess hall, she dropped into the seat across from him without asking. "You're not thrilled I won," she said around a mouthful of pizza. "You're mad you didn't think it was possible." "Accurate," he set down his tray. "Your species has been spacefaring 6 months. Mine, 12,000 years. 473 species catalogued, all of them climbing the same ladder: stone, metal, fusion, light speed. You people skip rungs. You go backward on purpose. Do you understand how that reads to us? Like a threat. Like chaos. The word came out sharper than he meant it. Something none of us can model. She didn't flinch. We're just as scared, Professor. 6 months ago, we thought we were alone in the universe. Now we're the toddlers who wandered into the boardroom. She leaned in. You want to know why I built a bow, not tactics. When everything gets too big to hold, you go back to what your hands already understand. He was still turning that over when General Okafor walked into the mess hall in full dress, medals catching the light, and asked to speak with Cadet Carter alone. What followed in the closed room took the floor out from under him. A rescue crew improvising with spare parts and tape. An engineer cracking a problem in entanglement physics using prime numbers, and of all things, a genre of Earth music. A cure for a 3,000-year-old Vidian disease made from flowers. The council was calling it the human deviation, and a faction wanted Earth quarantined before its unpredictability spread. Tomorrow, 12 observers were arriving to watch Krell's own evaluation and decide humanity's case. I need another test, Krell told them. A harder one. Dawn brought council ships that made his own look like a delivery pod, and 12 drones instead of one, rising together into a locked defensive formation. Disable all of them, he told the cadets. 4 hours. Any resources, any method. Everyone participates. They didn't split into rival teams. They converged on Riley. What they built made no sense as weapons. Tubes struck like bells to find a resonant frequency, chemical smoke in rolling colored clouds. Banks of mirrors angled to scatter light through the haze, and Riley's team stitching 40 meters of ripstop nylon into something that looked, absurdly, like a parachute. It wasn't. When the tubes rang out, and the smoke rolled, and the mirrors turned the whole range into a maze of false light, the drone's sensors buckled trying to sort real threats from noise. 20 cadets ran beneath the confusion holding that net overhead like a canopy, and drone by drone, they closed it around them, not destroyed, not disabled by force, just wrapped and grounded, caught the way nothing that fast should ever be caught. 10 minutes, all 12 drones down. The crystalline observer's whole body flickered with color it hadn't shown before. Your evaluation, Professor. Every eye on the range turned to him. He could still give them the answer they'd come expecting: dangerous, unpredictable, recommend isolation. Instead, he heard his own voice carry across the silence. They are dangerous. They break every pattern we use to measure a species' growth. But in 1 month, they've taught me more about solving a problem than 12,000 years of my own doctrine ever did. The question was never whether they're safe. Every species we've catalogued is dangerous. The question is what they'll build when we stop trying to make them predictable, and I believe it's worth finding out. The observers said nothing. Their ship lifted without ceremony and was gone. Weeks later, his transfer orders came through: permanent posting, Earth, at the Council's request. Riley met him at the ramp as he packed the last of his gear, bow slung across her back the way it always was now. Bring better drones next time, she said. These were too easy. He should have felt insulted. Instead, the chittering laugh came out of him easy as breath. Careful what you wish for, Cadet Carter. The galaxy has no shortage of hard problems. Good, she said. We're ready for them. He looked at her standing there, unbothered, already scanning the horizon for the next impossible thing. And for the first time since he'd landed on this cold, blue world, he believed her completely.